Hey, this is Scott Photography Banzai. In this video, I'll be talking about the Nikon CoolPix A300. Thanks to Cameracraft in Rockford, Illinois for letting me try this out at their shop. The A300 is around $140 US, so definitely a lower cost digital camera. Has a 20.1 megapixel 1/2.3 inch CCD sensor. That is one of the smallest sensors that they do put in the standard digicams these days. The lens itself is an 8x zoom. It's 4.5 to 36 millimeters. The equivalent focal length is 25 to 200 millimeters in the 35 millimeter film format, so a pretty nice range to the lens. The aperture is f3.7 to 6.6, depending on which focal length you are at, so the lens is not a very fast lens. ISO range goes from 80 to 1600. You can get 3200 when you are in the auto mode, but don't expect to get very good results in that case. Autofocus is contrast detect only. So let's talk a little bit about the layout, the buttons of this camera. You do have the on-off button, of course. It has a light in it that indicates the status of accessing the card, which is nice. That's a good spot to put that light. Shutter button is nice feel to it. It has the zoom knob right next to it, so it's easy to zoom, take a photo. It does have a dedicated video record button. I do like seeing that feature in smaller cameras like this, and also a scene button. A few other ones, of course, to easily change things such as the macro mode and the flash. The camera does have an integrated flash, very simple. It's expected for this type of camera. It does have a macro mode at 25 millimeters. The wide angle position focuses down to 0.8 inches or 2 centimeters from the center front surface of the lens, as Nikon says, but you can definitely get some close-up photos with this camera. Video-wise, you only have 720p maximum resolution at 30 frames a second. Better than nothing, but not as high as many cameras in this range. You use SD cards with this camera. It also has 19 megabytes of internal memory. I don't understand the point of that, but if you do forget your memory card, you'll be able to at least take a few photos. The battery itself is an ENEL19 battery, rated at 240 shots per charge, or around 45 minutes of video recording. I did test this camera out with the SnapBridge application. You have the Wi-Fi, you have the Bluetooth, and the NFC functionality to this camera. So you can take photos with their remote control application. It doesn't have a lot of features. I'm not sure if I was in the right modes on the camera, but all I could really do was zoom in and out, which is nice to have, and then take photos. But maybe there might be some other features, I just couldn't find them. Of course, you can download photos from the camera to your smartphone with that application. You can also push photos automatically with one of the camera settings. They can be 2 megapixels or the original size of the photo. Try to do a quick test with video and the VR functionality. There's 3 different modes. You have no VR, VR, and then VR hybrid, which uses some digital stabilization in addition to the lens stabilization. The camera does have a USB AV out port. Very simple, not much to it, but at least it does have that. There is a tripod socket. It seems like it was metal, which is very nice. I couldn't tell for sure. It was not in line with the lens, which I always complain about, but not a huge deal in that case. So I'm not going to get too much into this camera. I'm just going to show you what it looks like, all the button layout, which is not too bad. It's a low-cost camera, doesn't have a huge amount of features, but it does work. It takes photos. You can do some macro stuff. You can do a decent amount of zoom, up to 200 millimeter equivalent, which is nice. Very simple camera if you are looking for something maybe slightly above a cell phone because of that zoom lens. This is an option. It is relatively low cost, like I said. It just works pretty decently well. You can expect it to take nice photos for the most part. So that was Nikon A300. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, thanks to Cameracraft in Rockford, Illinois for letting me try this out at their shop. See ya.